Parshas Vayelech, again, the last day of Moshe Rabbeinu's life. This is the end of Parshas Vayelech. Moshe Rabbeinu says, Hakilo Elai es kol ziknei ziknechem shetvechem v'adabro baznechem es hadvorim ha'ela v'habidu v'az hashamayim v'aretz. Moshe Rabbeinu once again gathers the people and says, I want to give them a Musar Shmuz. Ki odati acharei meisiki hashches tashchisun. I know that after I die, you're going to go ahead and some are going to worship Avodah Zarah, v'sartem in aderech asher tzivisi eschem, v'karos eschem haroah ha'bachris hayomim, and all the things that I've been talking about in this Sefer Dvarim, it's going to happen to you. Kisasa es hara b'nei Hashem lachisai. V'yidaber Moshe b'nei kol ha'Yisrael es divrei hashir azayis ad tumam. That's the end of Parshas Vayelech. This is the last day of Moshe Rabbeinu's life. He's already appointed Yeshua. He's in charge. I'm going to die today. Guess what? I'm finished giving shmoozin. I'm finished giving speeches. If you haven't gotten it until now, you ain't going to get it now. So, let me die in peace. And what does he do? Nochamal, and nochamal, and again, and again, another shmooze, another warning. Next parsha, Hasin Hashamayim V'aretz V'Yishmaret Gimrei Fi, etc., etc. Moshe Rabbeinu, listen, this is the last day of your life. Constantly worrying about the people. The answer is that the true Manik Yisrael, of which Moshe Rabbeinu embodied, was the personification, the embodiment of Manik Yisrael, is your day, your life, your job never ends. Not even on the day that you're going to die. It's never over. I remember Ramesha finds his Levaya. Never forget this. When Ramesha was taken from his house to his hospital where he died, he says, Ich hab mehr nicht kein koyach. I have no more koyach. But up until then, he did everything that he could. Because the Manik Yisrael, his job never ends. Not at retirement, not even on the day of a person's death. Which reminds me of another story. A frightening story. There was once a little shtetl, and like every little shtetl, there were wealthy people and there were poor people. And there was one Yid, he's a shoemaker, a cobbler, poor man. And everybody knew him as the shoemaker. Somehow or another one day, he came into money. He invested with Warren Buffett, and 60 years later, he's a billionaire, okay, whatever, the equivalent of that. Came into money. So, his daughter got engaged. So he's going to make a chasana. And he made the chasana in where all the wealthy people of that city made the chasana. The New York Hilton, or what do you want, whatever you want to. I mean, in my day it was the New York Hilton. That was the. Okay, what? So the rich people were a little offended or miffed. This schnorrer, the shoemaker, is making the chasana where I, the Grace Gvir, made the chasana. So the man is walking his daughter down to the chuppah. And one of these wealthy men comes over to him while he's walking his daughter down, takes off his shoe, and says, much would it cost to resole this shoe? Du bist noch als a shoemaker. You are a shoemaker, you were a shoemaker, you'll always be a shoemaker. Imagine that. Can you imagine that? This story got back to Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, Zecher Tzadik Lefrocha. What was his reaction? The manhigim of that city that were not successful in teaching people how to talk and how to behave, that they can have a congregant who can do such a cruel thing, they're in Gan Eden now paying the price because they were not mechanech the door properly, because they didn't do their job well enough. They're going to still be held accountable. Because the job of a Manach Yisrael never ends. And therefore that was Rabbi Yisrael's reaction. I heard this from the Rashiva, Rav Luderman. So apparently a famous story.